Radical.
I think last year I got lucky. That's what it had to be. It was either a situation where the mechanic I went to and I took my Chevy Impala to just possibly overlooked the check engine light, or maybe the check engine light happened to just go off before I went to get it inspected. Last year I think I got lucky. This year not so much. I woke up early, went to get my car inspected, about maybe 3 or 4 days ago, and I got the rest of this month. So I went to get it inspected, but I also got some tires put on. The tires got put on, but then he told me check engine light was on and I've got to get it taken care of before moving forward. And I was just like, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Because I knew what the check engine light pertained to. I had it checked out before like a year or two ago. I've been driving the car about every day, and I know what it's about. It's a solenoid, it's something in the transmission, on the transmission, something connected to it. It's something that is not going to keep the car from driving. Never had an instance to where the car did not get from point A to point B. It's just something that causes the engine light to come on, even though it's not a critical failure, which, you know, I'm thinking that's the reason why they don't do inspections when your check engine light is on. Because, of course, it's supposedly going to be a critical engine failure. But this is not even engine. This is transmission. Not even an engine issue. So the check engine light is for this transmission problem. So after that, he clears it out, and he tells me to drive around for a while. And, I'm thinking maybe I might get lucky. He clears it out. I drive around for a while. And he said about, 50 to 100 miles. I think I'm going to be slick. So I actually wind up going 10 miles away to where I live. And I think I'm just going to let some time pass. I tell him I'm going to kind of a farther off place, farther off town. And I'm going to come back. I come back there that day. He checks it, scans it, because, the light's still off. The light's not on. But he says it hasn't had time to go through its cycles. So there's all these cycles it has to go through and checks. Wouldn't you know it, the next day the check engine light comes on. So I don't even go back there. And I think about what the next step is to do. So I take it to an auto shop. And weirdly, there's a guy at the auto shop that has the exact same car that I do, the exact same color. He scans the codes, and a variety of codes come up. More codes than what came up the last time I had it scanned. And the main one he pointed to was a transmission control module, which is located, of all places, a good place to get to, in the airbox. I'm thinking, like, why the hell would they put it in there? And he says maybe to keep it cool, supposedly. It makes sense, I guess. But I'm thinking about, like, why would they put it in the airbox and not the transmission? I'm not going to complain because hell of a lot easier to get to. So maybe that's one reason. If you need to take it out or do something, you get to it easier. He looks at the part, and it's about 150. And then he says there's a high likelihood if there's that part could be the problem. But I don't even get why they carry the part there, because they don't program the part. Yeah, you have to take it somewhere and have it programmed. It's got to fucking be programmed to the transmission. It's one reason I don't like newer vehicles. I like old-timey, well, not old-timey, but older vehicles. When I say old-timey, I'm talking about like 1930s vehicles. No, old vehicles that do not have all these different electronic sensors and all this shit and these computers connected to parts. If the transmission fails, I just want it to fail. And then I know, guess what I have to replace? The fucking transmission. I don't like all these sensors connected to the speed sensors and the wheels and the tire pressure monitor. No, I just want a basic vehicle with none of all this shit that you have to wind up replacing anyways. Because chances are the actual sensor is going to go bad before the part that it's connected to sense. I just think that's a fucking scam, man. It's a scam to get you into buying more parts for the vehicles. So it's scanned there. And he says probably this is what's causing all these other error faults. Could be, but no positive. He's guessing that that's what it is. And I hope that's what it is. So that day goes by, and then the next day comes, and check engine light's still on. I'm still trying to figure out what to do. So that morning, I make a call, which I don't want to do. The place where I bought the car, the Chevy dealership. Yeah, many people call them the stealerships. The place where you don't want to go if you want to get your car worked on. But it has to be programmed. So I go there, I make an appointment for Monday at 10 o'clock. And then I ask about what the worst possible scenario is. Worst possible scenario is that I have to replace a transmission. The transmission itself is around 3,000. Installed around 1,300, but then there might be a gasket involved, this or that, fluid, I don't know. So I'm looking out the door, $4,500, which is not, it's not incredibly terrible, because I've heard some bills being a lot higher from the dealership, but I damn sure don't want to spend all that money. I don't want to spend that. I mean, the vehicle is worth it. It's still in nice shape. I like the vehicle. I didn't think for a second, well, shit, I'll just get another used vehicle instead of this one, because I've got investments in it. I have wiring I did personally myself for an audio system, and I don't want to do all that shit again with another Impala. And for the most part, it's been a really good car, really reliable since I've had it. So that's one option there, and I have that appointment. Because again, I have to have this inspected before the end of the month. Now, I can't remember if it was before that or after, but I try to, maybe call around, get second opinions. And I call this one transmission shop, and I go over what's going on. But then I'm asking these questions, and the person fails to mention when it comes to, I try to, get over them talking about how great of a transmission shop they are, how much they know, they're bragging on themselves. And he says he's about 20 vehicles. I don't know, like, the number was either 20 vehicles are dropped off every week, or I would be behind 20 vehicles. And then I say, what about a waiting list? Apparently there's no waiting list even. Like, the way he says it at the shop is people just drop their vehicle off. Like, at this point, if you drop your vehicle off with no idea of what your place in line is, with no idea of how long it takes this person to service a vehicle and a transmission, you could fucking be waiting for months to get your vehicle back. At this point, what's the point? If you're waiting for months to get your vehicle back, then yeah, maybe just go buy another vehicle of the same type if it's not super expensive. Because that's not a fucking option, man. Like, it ain't no damn way. Ain't no damn way. This is a very important vehicle to me for my daily driving. And the trunk is huge, which is where I put all my media for my store on the weekends. So this is a vehicle I could maximum only be out of for like maybe a week through the week, because I need it for the weekends, man. So that's not an option. I'm thinking about the other options, and it's easier to replace your engine than a damn transmission, because the engine I got from a scrapyard was only like $200. The only thing wrong with it was missing like a heat shield in the back of the engine. People don't believe I got an engine for this car for $200. Yeah, the V6 3.5 is a very common engine. It's like maybe 225, 250 at the most. Yeah, so I got a great deal. I figure I got lucky in that respect. But the thing about the transmissions is, I think they're 3 times as much as that same place. So they know, man, like they know how valuable the transmissions are versus, and even then, I don't trust a transmission in this particular vehicle like I do the engine. I just don't. The transmissions for this particular vehicle are synonymous for having issues. A lot of GM transmissions are. So I'm thinking about the options. Rebuild. No, not right now. Take too long. I need the car. So worst case scenario, if I need to replace a transmission, I'm thinking I have to go with the dealership. I have to go there. Is at least then it would be warranted, I suppose. And it is the place where I got the vehicle. So it would make logical sense. But I don't want to do it, man. I don't. So I just can't believe that one guy at transmission shop. He's like, well, I couldn't even get put on a waiting list. Like I couldn't have my name physically put on a waiting list. So I'm thinking, this fucker just wasted 2 minutes of my time bragging about how great his transmission shop is. Hey, fuck nut. Your shop is garbage if you are not getting people and showing them how to rebuild the transmissions like you. Sounds like he just sits back and he just wants to get all the glory for working on the transmissions and talking about how many people come to him. What's the point? If you have customers lined up and waiting for you, then that's not a good business. That means you are not taking all that money you're getting from that and investing that into getting other people and then training them up on how to build the transmissions. Am I right on that? No fucking point. I know you like went to a place and they've been a long line and you're like, damn it, this is like the fucking DMV. Like what a terrible trash business if you can't um, plan for and adjust to the amount of business you're getting. So that's a no-go. Going to that shop. Something I gotta go to the dealership. But then today I actually chose to call the person that put in the engine for me that I got from the scrapyard and tell him what was going on. Now he doesn't reprogram that TCM because if I did mention that part from the O'Reilly's, that needs to be programmed. He does not do that. So situation where I could even get a new transmission. I could put the transmissions on. And guess what? It still might give some error codes because the part is not bad. The part that controls the part is bad. That's just, I can't get over that, Brand new part, but you can't, not even the part. So he says what I should do is there's a guy that he knows that he recommends for transmission. And it's the guy that, he sends transmissions to. And he says the guy is super fast on doing transmission rebuilds. And he could put in solenoids, all that kind of stuff, whatever I need. And importantly, this guy would be cheaper than the dealership. All right, so I'm listening. I'm thinking here, right? Still, if I need to get a new one or get it programmed, I was thinking about dealership. But so tomorrow I have an appointment set to drop my car off to this guy. And I told him it's a light that comes on and goes off. Okay, if any of you maybe have a similar type Chevy, GM, Malibu, Impala, something like this, maybe similar transmissions. But the light comes on and goes off. Sometimes it kicks like a freaking mule. Sometimes it drives as smooth as silk. So that tells me right there, it's not really a transmission issue. It is an issue with something governing the transmission or solenoids connected or inside of the transmission, something like that. And he said he'll check that. He'll find out what the problem is and go from there. Best case scenario, I just need not even to replace that TCM, but it needs to be reprogrammed. Best case scenario. Plus, I think I have a minor leak. Maybe it's minor leak. I know it's not a major leak. So that's my issue with the check engine light. I know a lot of you, everyone at some point, sees the dreaded yellow outline on your car dash. If you get lucky, it's something simple. If you're not so lucky, it is quite possibly, right now, it's the most aggravating part in your car to replace or service, that being the transmission. Also, just wanted to share this commentary because it's really what's going on in my life right now, and that's what I do here on the channel. I sometimes will share, I don't share personal stuff a whole lot, but sometimes I'll share things I'm going through to give you guys and gals a better understanding of things like why maybe I'm not uploading a whole lot. And that's definitely this week is why there's not that many uploads, is because I'm dealing with this issue. If any of you are dealing with this issue, I cross my fingers it's not as bad as this one. And like I said, maybe this is simple. Maybe I even get this fixed tomorrow and I call the dealership and I cancel on the dealership. Now there was a ray of hope. There was a ray of sunshine, ironically, at night. I was going home from work. I work late sometimes, and I was going home from work, and I noticed the check engine light was off. It was gone, and I didn't clear it off. So the 10-mile drive home from work, it was not on at all. This is late at night. I think, I'm just going to leave the car off and get up early. I'm going to get up early around 7 o'clock, and go park outside of a place that inspects. And if the yellow light was not on, okay, then I can get inspected. This little damn yellow fucking outline is so important to anybody inspecting the vehicle. They will not inspect a vehicle, even if it's a minor issue, just because of that damn yellow fucking outline. That yellow outline from hell is what it is. So, wouldn't you know, 1 minute down the road, fucking light comes back on. I pull over, I stop the car. I'm thinking, well, probably just, maybe if I start right back up, it'll go away. It doesn't go away. And for the rest of the day, it does not go away. I go see a friend of mine, and I ask, he doesn't understand the question I ask him, which is, hey, do you know anybody that will inspect this vehicle, even with the light on? I even somehow, I hint that I'd be willing to pay more money than the inspection fee for someone to inspect it. Yeah, that's the point we're getting to. Like maybe bribing somebody to inspect the vehicle. And he says, oh, yeah, I know a guy. So we go to the guy, and it's a really old fellow. And I remember the guy because the guy actually put chrome tips on my 94 Nissan Sentra. Did a great job, too. That was several years back. I asked him if he remembered me, and no, I don't remember. He's an older fellow, so probably his memory's not what it used to be. And friend seems really confident. And I mentioned that, hey, you remember me, but I had some work done from you. He goes, looks at the car, it's running, then he comes back and he's like, nah, can't inspect it. The check engine light on. I'm like, what the fuck? So I didn't waste that much of a trip. It was like 2 or 3 miles to go there. But then he tells me, okay, so if I drive around and I come back and it's off, he can inspect it then. So I see a scenario where I'm thinking, maybe I'll just keep making fucking circles around the town. Circles and circles and circles until it chooses to go off and then quickly go somewhere while it's still running. And make sure not to shut the car off, because if I shut it off and start it back up, it might come right back on. So where I am right now is I'm completely distracted by this. Any commentaries I do after this, probably not going to be that great because I'm distracted. I'm hoping to have a great sales weekend in my store this weekend, but it's hard for me to lock in and actually be focused on anything else but what's going on with the car, how big the bill's going to be, when it's going to be fixed, when I can get it inspected. Yeah, so that evil yellow outline is what's controlling my life currently tonight. And if any of you have that yellow outline right before an inspection, you know what kind of stress that I'm going through right now to get this thing ready. I should have taken care of it. I should have. But I just had this idea that my mechanic I went to for years and years and years and years that seemingly let it slide last year was going to look the other way this year. Because I swear that damn light was on. Maybe it had to be something like where his vision was obscured. Maybe the sun was shining just on that part of the dash. I didn't ask questions. I didn't say, hey, there's a check engine light in there. I just thought, well, I'm going to stop it by and maybe he'll inspect it. Maybe he'll say something about it. And no, so I'm crossing my fingers here. I'm hoping for the very best tomorrow, but I'm also preparing for the worst. Meaning, cha-ching, cha-ching, the sound of money leaving my damn bank account.